Good morning, guys. How are you today? I hope everyone's doing well. All right, let's get at it and see what we have going on this morning. Of course, we have the jobs numbers that came out. Let's see here. And again, we are losing jobs like no one's business, and that's our road to recovery that we just keep talking about. Nevertheless, I mean, this is just incredible. And I know you guys think this too. Even though we're expecting, we are expecting 825,000 jobless claims. Like, are you kidding me? This is what we call a recovering economy. We have had, dating back to when all of this started, we started in the millions, of course, and now we're moving in. And right now, 11, almost 12 months later, we're still almost at 1 million jobless claims. I mean, this past week we had 861,000. I don't know, guys. Well, I do know. This is not a recovery. This is going to end very poorly. They just keep putting money into the market. More money, more money. And speaking of just keeping pumping money, I want to talk about this Workhorse and Oshkosh and Ford deal. So we have Workhorse that everybody hyped up for all of those months that said that Workhorse is going to get the contract with the United States Postal Service. And with that, they're a little company, pretty much a no-name company out of Cincinnati, in Loveland, the area in Cincinnati. And they had no idea that they were on the government's radar for this. I remember I think it was 2019, 2018, end of 18, when President Trump was doing something and he mentioned that there's a company called Workhorse that's going to be able to turn all of the United States Postal Service vehicles into electric. And their stock skyrocketed. The stock skyrocketed. The CEO had no idea what was going on. Nobody said anything about this to the company. Their website shut down. They had people outside of their building nonstop. And their executives definitely made a lot of money. Turns out 2 years later, which is this week, the Workhorse ended up losing that deal. And the Postal Service awarded it to Ford. Now, what really bothers me about this? We are talking about that production is going to begin in 2023. I'm all about early planning. That's wonderful. But we're not doing anything until 2023. That's 2 years away right now. Also, before I get into what I really want to talk about, this comes nearly a month after President Biden sought to electrify all government fleets. This is what he's been big on. He wants to do, there's 625,000 vehicles out there for the Postal Service, and they want to do all of them to be electric. Okay, that sounds great. Now, we get into listening to what the new Postmaster General said. The Postal Service is committed to 10% of its fleet being next generation EVs. So we went from having 100% to now we're having 10%. And there are Democrats now that are asking, why is it not 90%? Why is it only 10%? Which just actually makes zero sense. Now, my favorite part of this whole thing, and you guys know if you've watched this channel for a long time how much I love printing money. We don't have the extra $3 or $4 billion in our plan right now, which would be able to take over 90%. So we can print trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to just give away out of thin air. We can print trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to push into the stock market. Oh, the Fed doesn't buy stocks. Okay, sounds good. They indirectly buy stocks. We can do all of this manipulation and printing and printing and printing, but we don't have an extra $3 or $4 billion. Do you know what $3 or $4 billion is to the government? It's a pimple on someone's ass. That's what it is. This is ludicrous. These people talk out of all four sides of their mouth, and it just makes absolutely no sense. Before I start swearing, I should probably stop because Don's going to lecture me later on. let me see what else I want to talk about. That's Workhorse. So let's go look at some stock prices right now of Workhorse and Oshkosh and this and that. So Workhorse, they have been punished. They dropped, I remember when I jumped on live on, I believe it was Tuesday, they said right at 3 o'clock they made the announcement, 50% drop in the stock. Yesterday, I know they were down another 10%, I believe, 8%, something like that. And they're getting a little bit of recovery today. So let's not forget that they do a great, I mean, Workhorse is not a bad company. Just because they weren't awarded this bill or this contract from the government doesn't mean that the company's dead. So go back and look at the company, do some kind of evaluation on them. I'm not saying go invest in them, but I'm saying that just because they didn't get a contract from the government doesn't mean that they're a dead company. They were doing perfectly fine before the government had any kind of involvement with them. But let's take a look at Ford. Ford, they were up 5% yesterday. So I was talking to Don about this. I believe that the announcement was made, it had to be done yesterday because a company like Ford doesn't just move 5 or 6% on a usual basis. So, I like that. I didn't even notice I said it. A company like Ford doesn't just typically make this big 5% move on us. So I have to think that this announcement was made yesterday. So the announcement to not go with Workhorse was probably made on Tuesday. The announcement to go with Ford from Oshkosh was made yesterday. Gave them a little bit of a boost. And I'm not really, I'm not really surprised that Ford got the deal. They're coming out with that Mach Mustang. I know it's an electric vehicle. I think it's hideous, but to each his own. Yeah, let's see what this Oshkosh company is doing right now. They are down. So let's see here. They're down 3%. They actually had a pretty nice day yesterday. A little bit. Oh, you know what? No, they were down. They had another down day yesterday. So when we're talking about these mergers, acquisitions, partnerships, anything like that, what we talk about is how the company that is doing the acquiring or accepting the merger, the company that I call taking on the risk, typically drops in price. So we saw that Oshkosh dropped in price, and we saw that Ford went up in price. Ford is the one that is the beneficiary out of this. They are going to be getting their products out there, more of them on the street, especially in their EV market, because they don't have any EVs out there. I do not believe that they're selling that Mach one, the electric one, just yet. I saw it at a car show in it was either really early 2020 or really late 2019, but it was there. So I don't know if they're taking orders for it yet. If somebody can let me know, or if somebody's a big Ford fan, let me know. Ford needs to fire their entire design team. Vinny, I agree with you. You see these electric cars coming out. Tesla's not the most pretty car on the road, but I think it's beautiful. I think it's very sleek. I think all of them are very sleek. You see, what's the other one? The Porsche Taycan. That thing is just gorgeous. We see the Fisker that we're talking about. That thing is beautiful, the Karma. I'm just thinking about all these EVs, and it looks like the E-Mach. That's right. Thanks, Recon. When I look at the Ford one, it looks like they're going back to the Prius days and the Ford Insight to put these ugly hatchbacks out there that make you want to stand out in a bad way. But hey, they do need to get rid of their design team. And get something going on there, because I think their Ford F-150s look awesome. All their trucks look great. Maybe they should bring the truck guys over and do something there. But yeah, that's it. That's my morning rant that I have. Oh, one more thing. Forgot about this, which is not good news for Workhorse. There is some kind of investigation going in on them. The law firm of Kirby McCurney is looking at potential claims that investigation focuses on whether a company of its certain officers and directors have engaged in securities fraud or unlawful business practices. So not only did Workhorse lose their little contract with the government, but maybe they're going to be in a little bit of trouble here, which is not good for them. If that's true, they're really taking some abuse over the past this past week, and yikes. I saw somebody was talking about GameStop. If somebody can fill me in on what is happening with GameStop and what these little minions are doing, damn it, hold on. That would be wonderful. I did say, let's see what GameStop is. Some people know, some people don't. All right, so the price is at $156. If by 9:30 this thing gets down closer to $100, I am going to buy $10,000 worth of GameStop and ride this thing to Pluto because the moon sucks. So we'll see. I told my brother about this and he got really upset with me and he said I'm not allowed to do it, but he doesn't have any account password, so he can't stop me. So we're going to go in, and if this thing gets to $100, or if it gets to 110, I'll go ahead and get in there and buy some, but we'll see. We will discuss, we're going to discuss Johnson & Johnson on the live stream at 1 o'clock. The one thing that I'm really interested about on Johnson & Johnson, they say that, I'm going to leave this mostly for 1 o'clock, but they say that the efficacy of the drug is about 66%. I am fine with that. I mean, I don't really care about the vaccine, as you guys know, but I am fine with if there's 60% efficacy and it's a one-time administration. It's not the 2-shot thing. And also, if you get 66% and it goes, if you only have to get it one time, that's great. There's talks about Pfizer and Moderna's vaccine that it's only going to last 18 to 24 months, then you have to do it again. So if we're getting 66% for a lot longer, then I'm happy with that. Mikey just texted me and said, "Take my shirt off." That's for the the pay-per-view, or whatever you guys call it. I don't know what you guys call this show, but the fans only. All right. Buy now. It won't go below 100. Read, you buy now. I'm not buying now. Let's see here. What else you guys? Diamond hands. I like that. The short squeeze. Somebody asked me about getting in on the shorting of GameStop. And the reason that you're not able to do this is right here, this little hard to borrow marker. Basically what that says is that there are not enough shares available. And if there are shares available, you are going to have to pay an exorbitant interest rate to short those shares. So not only are you going to be taking on a ton of infinite risk unless you put stops in, you are going to be, and if the company did pay a dividend, which they don't, you would be paying really big interest on this. And I bet you might be paying 100% interest on this thing. So let's see. Yes, the only fans. Thinking of trading GME on a short term on a 15-minute chart. So right now, this is for simply living. Yeah. What you're going to need are, and I'm fine with that, just make sure you're using stops. What you need this morning is candlesticks that look like this going up. What you need is basically yesterday. You need good volume to start coming in. You stay above this 80% area between 80 and 100, and you just get good candlesticks like these ones that just keep moving up on you. And you know how to do this. And if you guys do want to learn, if you're new, if you want to learn how to day trade stocks, come into the Mo's Muscles and I'll teach you. It's pretty easy. I noticed rising prices in materials and food lately, like corn, copper. Yeah, that's happening, especially with everything that's going on in China and whatnot. Snap-on. I like Snap-on. They're a good company. I think their ticker's SNA. Yeah, they're a very good company. They make all the tools that you see when you go to get your car worked on and whatnot. I have friends that are mechanics, and their entire tool sets are Snap-on. So this company is definitely in the overbought area. and we know the overbought because we have our 80% stochastic line here, 100 up here. And when we're in this overbought area, all it means is that we need to go and play some stops. So just make sure that you're using stops. Yesterday we had a long candlestick with a long wick on it. Let me zoom into this. And if you guys watch the Trading 101 series, you will know what these kind of upside down, or what these hammers mean. These mean that there's more likely than not going to be a change in direction. So you started down here and you finished the day up here, and this thing, I am going to say it's going to probably come down in this area at some point. So just be very careful with this one. But Snap-on is a very good company. They were a value play for us. Give me 1 second. I'll look on here. SNA. Well, not anymore. We had them valued between 96 and 130, and now they're 206. So yikes. These this stuff has been moving like absolute crazy. I mean, here we were back in March, and we had a great run. And I think while I'm at this, it's not the best. Okay, Apple. Everybody wants to know about Apple. Apple's for sure a downtrend right now. I mean, you can tell that right here. Apple's one of those companies that I'm not going to take the chances of shorting. And here, guys, when I talk about when you get those long wicks and changes in direction, here's a good example of it. You had a long wick on this, which was Tuesday, and now we're kind of bumping back and changing in direction. So also, if you look over here, it ran into its 100-day moving average, which is this turquoise 100-day moving average line. You don't like Apple. Okay, sounds good. I'm curious to know your thoughts on people who rely on a 401k when they retire. Is it worth it to have at the end because you don't have to wait until 62 to enjoy it? Rephrase your question. I don't really understand what you mean. Is 2020 and 2021 the craziest time involved in the stock market? As far as I've been involved, which has been since I was 14 and I'm 32 now, yeah, this is insane. I've never seen anything like this. What do I think about AMC? Well, I'm going to look at AMC as a day trade because that's all you can do on it from a responsible standpoint. Is that thing moving too? A little bit. If you want to do something with this, if you want to day trade it, and I'm assuming you want to go long on it because they're going to I'm assuming they're going to pump it. It has to be the Wall Street's bets again. This is what you need. You need your stochastic above 80%, and you need good engulfing candlesticks like yesterday, the last hour and a half of the trading day to do something with it. So if you want to do something with AMC, make sure you do that. Let's see here. Intuitive Surgical. Give me the ticker symbol. GME is back. Yeah, it is. No. Thoughts on the Portnoy versus Vlad debate? Oh, Mason, good question. And I don't know if you guys can see, I'm wearing my Team Portnoy shirt. I have been told by these guys in the group chat that I'm a stoolie, even though I've never looked at the Barstool website. But I think that Vlad had a lot of balls for coming on that show because Dave Portnoy, he says whatever he wants to say, and he says whatever he wants to say to whomever he wants to say it to. And that's what I love about the guy. So I give Vlad a lot of credit for coming on and doing that because that is like going into the lion's den as a piece of meat. And yeah, I don't know. But what do I think? I think that Vlad gave a lot of answers that he was supposed to give. I think Portnoy asked the right questions. And I think that Portnoy knows a lot for only being involved in the market for about 11 months. I think that, he did not stutter or anything when he was asking those questions. But I think it was a good conversation. I don't really think that anything came out of it. That's for sure. I think that Vlad did himself a lot of good by going on that show because there's a lot of Robinhood traders that follow Portnoy. And at the peak, I think I saw that there were 50,000 people watching. But do I think anything got accomplished from it? No, I don't think anything got accomplished. I think if anybody benefited from it, I have a feeling that it was Vlad because he had the balls to go on the show. And Portnoy did the best he could with asking the questions. But when you're as lawyered up right now as Vlad is, and my guess is that he had some legal team right behind his computer kind of pushing him in directions that he was supposed to go in. Nothing really got accomplished from it. I think if they do another interview down the road, maybe in like a year from now, then you'll start to get something a little bit better. So Mikey has texted me and said that he wants to go over Disney. I've never seen somebody like Disney more than Mikey, but I'll do it for you. Let's see. So Disney today actually turned into a downtrend. It broke through this 80%, and we have our first day red, which was yesterday. So today, if you guys want to do something with this, throw a tracker share on there, and Disney could turn out to be a nice short for you. The thing that makes me think this thing could run from what are we at now? Wait a second. Hold on. Let me refresh this screen. Something's not right here. Oh, okay. This is wrong. That was wrong. Ignore what I just said. The chart had a glitch in it. So we are not in a downtrend yet. We're just going sideways. We almost have our trapdoor closed here. And our trapdoor is when our red line crosses through our yellow on the top or on the bottom. So if this thing does fall on us, if you want to, you could put a tracker share on going short. I'm not saying that it's the best idea, but it's something that you could do. And I do think that Disney can fall to this 160, 165 level just because it's going to have to fill this gap at some point. So the thing that Disney does have going for it is that it's above all four of its major moving averages. So let's see what Disney can do. If you guys want to, throw a tracker share on there and see what happens. Let me see. Spider Mo. I'm assuming that's because I love the spider outfits. FSR to 24 this morning. I know some of you guys traded that Fisker yesterday. That thing's pretty cool. Vlad is a stud. I don't know if Vlad's a stud. He's kind of a dick. F that guy. That guy. You want to talk about the Robinhood being a fraud? They came out and they said they're the brokerage firm of the people, this and that. They're deregulating this and that. But when it really came down to it, I don't care if they had liquidity issues. I don't care about any of that crap. If they were really stuck on their principles and defending the average investor or the retail investor, they wouldn't have done what they did. And that's it. You guys can attack hedge funds, big rich guys, them and their 3 yachts, all you want. But don't forget who made the decision to do that. It was the CEO of that company, and it was Vlad. So you can attack the hedge funds all you want and say that he was protecting the hedge funds all you want. It's not the hedge funds' problem. Could they have influenced him? Sure. It was his decision. Vlad sucks. And if you guys still like Vlad and you're for this deregulation, retail investor stuff, you have no idea what you're talking about. Hey Mo, have you looked at RVLV lately? It's been significantly... let me take a look at it. RVLV. What is it? Revolve. So Revolve is moving into a downtrend. It started there on Tuesday. Ooh, they gapped up a little bit today. Okay, who's Nick? Let me know what happened with this news here. We are still in this downtrend, but this is why I'm waiting until after 6 after. Let's see what this jump up 14%, 15% means later in the day. But good catch. All right. Vlad is an engineer, so don't expect him to be a spokesman. I agree with you, but if you don't want to be a spokesman, hire a spokesman. He's a billionaire. He can afford it. I just can't believe that people are defending this Vlad guy. You're the retail investor. You joined Robinhood for this reason, and now you want to defend the guy that screwed you, and you want to keep blaming the hedge funds? I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. What do you think of Disney all-time high? I mean, it could. We'll see what happens. Mikey Mason says hi. What is the trading platform you're using? These are charts that I buy. My charts will, when I come out with them, will eventually look similar. Bogdan, if you have 60% profits on Disney, Now, I mean, with that turning in trend, that might be something to start looking at. Is it worth the opportunity cost to stick with maxing out your 401k versus investing in other things? As an average investor, you should always be investing in your 401k, trying to max it out, trying to get the company, if they do any kind of matching, go ahead and do that. Max out your Roth IRA if you can, and go from there. What are your thoughts on the whole GME squeeze combined with the rising 10-year note? I don't really know what the 10-year note has to do with the GME short squeeze, but what do I think about it? I have a little bit of a different take on it. I think that it's incredible that a group of minions on the computer can figure out how to go after the big guys. I think that's pretty incredible. It also gives me a little bit of hope to think, this is my interesting, different perspective. It gives me a little bit of hope to see that Americans can still band together and go on one common cause and go after something and get it accomplished. Granted, it's a little bit easier on the computer and on a forum, but it shows that people still can band together and get things done. So I think that's great. Are you preparing for a huge correction in the growth sector? I mean, that's inevitable, Zane. All we have to do is look back at February and March of last year. I mean, you had Apple that was trading at over $300 a share before the split. Maybe it was close to $300 a share before the split, and they went down to $214. So if anybody tells me that you're not going to have a big correction or it can't happen, it can happen. Just look at every single company that was out there. Let me look at one of the biggest growth companies out there. And I don't like the difference between growth and value, because I think that they're kind of the same. Here we were around $40 on Square. Let's see what we did here. So we were at $80 on Square, and we dropped to below 40. So that is a massive drop for Square. Granted, they've gone up $200 a share since then. But the point is, these companies can be cut in half. And it's going to happen. Let's see here. I like these comments you guys are coming in. F Vlad, I like it. Love the quote, Vlad is a dick. Yeah, I need that shirt. That's a good idea. I had a really good shirt for today's show, but since the market is down, I can't wear it. So I'm sure by showtime at 1 o'clock, it'll be up. Robinhood is the reason I got into investing a couple years back. Vlad has been a hero to many of us. Exactly. That's the point. And also, it's great that he got you into investing. It's time to grow up and go on a big boy platform like Schwab or Merrill or something. But I do agree, he got you into investing. He's also going to destroy a lot of people because he has no clue what he's doing. And going back, Vlad's an engineer. I think that Vlad is having the same problems that Elon is having. Elon is brilliant. Elon knows what he's doing in that aspect. Can he run a business? I don't think so. And I think Vlad is doing the same thing. Let's see here. JP Morgan will compete with Square. Yeah, I mean, they have the assets to do it. I'm sure they will. I think Vlad is watching. We got a thumbs down. Oh, it's somebody that loves Vlad and is coming to the defense of a guy that screwed them. That's too bad. Have I used TradeStation before? No, I haven't. Let me look at JP Morgan, though. These big banks are interesting. So the first thing that I usually look at when I wake up in the morning is what the banks are doing. I'll pull up the XLF. XLF is the S&P ETF, or the Spiders ETF of all of the big banks. Banks lead the market. Depending on what the banks do and where the banks are, how the banks are, what kind of trend they're going on, that's going to give you some kind of foreshadowing of what's going to happen in the overall market. So if you look at when the S&P is hitting a resistance line and it just can't break through a certain level, all you got to do is go and look at XLF. If XLF is starting to move and starting to break through some kind of resistance itself, the S&P is going to follow. The banks lead the market. Wherever the banks go, the market goes. And you can take that to the bank. JP Morgan. Let's see what they're doing. So they're definitely in the overbought range. Excuse me. But are they a power stock? Let's see. Let me see if we have a power stock on hand. A little bit. It's not the tightest cluster. I remember I showed you guys Texas Instruments. It was a very, very tight cluster. We're a little bit loose here. We had that big snapback in here, turned red for a little bit, but we started making new highs maybe a month ago, and we're doing it again. So if JP Morgan can make a new high with a big green engulfing candlestick, it will be okay to buy. But just make sure you are using stops, just because we're so far in this overbought range. All right, I did see the market opened. I want to see what this GameStop is at. 164. Well, if it drops to something around 100, I'll go ahead and I'll buy some today and let you guys know at 1 o'clock. This is basically the Silicon Valley. I've never seen that show, but AT&T. I'll stay on a few more minutes if you guys want me to. I'm having fun complaining this morning. All right, AT&T. I have held AT&T for, I think it's the longest position that I've held, and I've been holding it since 2014. It's a great dividend. I think this is a company that they are the perfect excuse of why merging big companies, just bring a company going in and buying hurts businesses. This company is too big for its own good. They need to do something because they have done nothing over the past, 3-4 years. It was since they acquired DirecTV. That's kind of when they started going downhill. I think they're too big for their own good. So if I'm trading AT&T right now, if I'm not in AT&T, go ahead and buy a tracker share, because we're definitely under our 32% line. We've turned up in our stochastics, and we are moving right towards the sweet spot. So don't do anything yet. If you're going to be adding shares, start adding above $30, maybe like 30, 50, 30, 40, something like that. But we need to break through there. We need green candlesticks going up like this. Now I want to check one thing. I want to see if this is a 50%er, and it is. So 50% for you new people, you take your previous high of 18 months and your low of 18 months, and you just draw a line in the middle, and that's your resistance point. So you can see that it tried to test that resistance once. It barely tried to test it twice. I'm assuming that if we get up into this area about $33, $33.50, we're going to hit some kind of resistance, and it's not going to go anywhere. All of this area right here is called overhang, and this is just a lot of pressure being put down on top of this stock. So the only thing that's going to send this thing up through here, up to its 18-month highs of around $40, is a ton of volume. And by a ton of volume, I mean volume bars like this, breaking our average volume for a very long time. And we will see if that happens. So if you want to get in this long term, throw a tracker share and see what happens. AMCX. I look for puts on that, and I have to read the 10K right after this. That's on my list of things to do today. So I see a sweet spot reversal happening on AMCX. This is an undervalued stock. Let me check. AMCX. So right now I have AMCX worth $71 to $106 a share. So this is something where we can get in. We made that reversal, but we need to just give me a good engulfing candlestick like that. If you get something to that effect, you can go ahead and buy this thing, but just wait until you get that reversal. Yeah, this thing's looking great. The AMCX is going to do something. Let's see. And the Dow went positive. What else is new? Okay. And GameStop halted trading. So, shocker. F-Cell going back up. I did F-Cell the other day. I think we did that video over the weekend. I thought that video would get a lot more views. This is a real hype stock. So this is another hard to borrow. Okay, looking at this F-Cell. we are getting a great engulfing candlestick right now. We're over 80% on our stochastic. It's at 85. That's where I see it down here. And this is a Schwab's Street Smart Edge. If I can continue to get this and I get one more green candlestick like that, you can go long on this thing on a short-term trade. I'm sorry, on a day trade. And go from there. You guys have any other questions? I want you to just, if you're doing these hype stocks today, just be very careful. Make sure you're using stops. And that's exactly what we need to do. So PLTR. Everybody loves this PLTR. I can't wait for the day that people ask me about good companies on a consistent basis. So we have a long wick on this. I'm day trading this one only. If I can get my next 15-minute period, so 10 minutes from now, with a green candlestick like that and stay over 80%, you can do something with it. Let me look at the long-term chart. Okay, so we need to, this is a short right now on PLTR, and we are definitely at a resistance level right there. And that is, what I need is, because I'm in a downtrend, we went through the sweet spot. We really didn't get that much movement. I guess we did, almost $40 to $25. But we're getting into this oversold area. So what I'm going to need right now is a lot of selling volume, and I need good engulfing candlesticks like this. I need something that breaks me through this resistance line. What I don't want to see is something like, let me use pink. What I don't want to see is a candle that breaks through like that. So this is what I do want to see, okay? I need to see something that gets through that resistance line. What I don't want to see is the resistance line and something that looks like this. So the price drops down and then it goes all the way back up and we just finish the day back up here. That's what I don't want to see, because that's called a breakout point failure. So if you want to do something with this, maybe throw a tracker share on it and wait and just keep it on your radar. And when you get an engulfing candlestick like that, you can go ahead and buy it. You are going to face a lot of support in this area, though, this 24 area right where it's at. Another thing that worries me, this is a new company, isn't it? Yeah, this is all I got. So we don't even have, we have a 25-day moving average and a 50-day moving average. I don't have a 100 or 200-day moving average. So that alone worries me because, and as you guys know, I don't trade IPOs. They need to be over a year old. So that's my take on Palantir. Yeah. They've halted everything. Okay. Yeah, this cost, I don't know what that is. What about KO if it breaks 100-day? Let's check out Coke. Coca-Cola. Nice. I like it. So like we said, was that Bogdan? Like Bogdan said, there is a lot of resistance right here. You're coming into your 50-day moving average and your 100-day moving average. So that's why he's asking if we get through that. What you're going to need, Bogdan, is volume like this for a couple days in a row. This stuff that's below this average volume, which is this yellow line, it's not going to cut it. We need to have, when this thing starts to move into the sweet spot, I would like to see candlesticks that start looking like this that are green. And I want to get through this 100-day moving average, and I want to clear that 100-day moving average. Hold on, let me clear this out. I don't want to have candles that are like this, that are kind of right in the middle of that. I need to have one, but then I would like to really clear that moving average like that with some candles. So right now I'd throw a tracker share on it and keep a watch, but this is a good find. Just joined the room, was waiting for Mo. It took less than 10 seconds. That's because engulfing candlesticks are buy signals and legit. So if you buy on dojis, you're going to be screwed. And then you're going to blame me, even though I say engulfing candlestick every 10 seconds. Alrighty. What else we got? good companies. Reed, I love your Dale Earnhardt thing, but you're a troll, and I mean that in the most lovable way. All right. Anybody got any more questions? I will do. Give me one more stock. KHC. Okay, I'll do KHC. All right. Baba. I'm not doing Baba. I don't do Chinese companies. Chinese companies suck. Bunch of fraudsters. All right. KHC. So you're getting into that. You're getting really close to that overbought range. But they have had a great run. Let me see here. Okay, so they're making new highs. They're not a power stock, but they're making new highs. If I can get engulfing candlestick like this and just one more, if I can break out over this previous high, you can go ahead and buy it. But you need a good engulfing candlestick. Okay. Bearded Wonder, you're right. It does take a troll to know one. You would know one. ISRG. Are we playing a drinking game every time I say what? Engulfing candle or what? Oh, this is the surgical company that you want to know about? How old are they? Okay, I'll look at this. So you are in a downtrend, but you're snapping back a little bit right now. Let's see. There has to be some kind of big resistance line going on in here. And there is. So you guys, you'll be able to see these things where, good call, Reed. It's like we should just call it the troll channel. So you'll be able to see this resistance line. I was able to see that there was a resistance line in here, and it kind of goes as this. It's resistance here and kind of support in here. So you'll be able to see this stuff. I saw it from a 3-month chart, and you will be able to see this the more and more you do. That's why I want you guys to do repetition. First thing I noticed about this company, bid and ask difference $1.75. You got to let this settle down. Second thing, we are right at our 100-day moving average. We got to see what's happening, and that's why we're getting these crazy changes in direction. So if you want to do something with this, this is one of the rare ones where I'm going to say throw a tracker share on long and short, because Mikey just texted me something. This is where I'm going to say throw a tracker share on long and short, because if you have something, because we're changing direction like this, it's going to go one way or the other. But I just noticed that this is $7,500, so you're going to be spending $1,500 to buy a share. Okay, I don't know what to tell you guys with this one. Just wait and see. Throw it on your watch list, see what happens. If you're going to do anything, you need to get red candlesticks engulfing down like this. You need to break this resistance area of, say, 730. If you want to go long on this, you need to get over this number, which is, say, 818. So that's what we got there. All right. GameStop at 130. Is it back up? Let's it back up. GME. They're still halted, so I don't know. Didn't I already look at LV? I think I did. He's a tech for them. This would be a good one for Paul to hit. I'll look at the financials later and let you know if it would be a good one. The NASA, Mikey texted me the NASA rover on Mars. Yeah, fake news. This is probably the same thing as the moon landing. They set up a beautiful studio and then landed there in the 60s, and then it was just so easy that we just never had to go back again. And we've never been back to the moon since. It's just so weird how it works. We should be going to the moon a couple times a day just for fun if that actually happened. So fake news. PHM. I like trading these home builders. I don't know about buying them. They're so undervalued. I just get very concerned about their debt. There's just such little debt on these companies, which I think should have more debt than they have. So let's see. If you want to do this short, wait, whoever asked about PHM, let me know what you want to do with this thing. BP. I like BP. BP is one of my bigger holdings. I've had this one since probably 2014. Ooh, okay. I like it. I actually added to this at $15 back in when the world was falling apart and when oil went negative. That was great. It's an alien ship. I like that. So if you want to day trade this, BP is not a company that I'm going to day trade typically. But if you want to day trade this, you just wait for good engulfing candlesticks. Let's go look at a real chart to see what to do with BP. Alrighty. All right, now we're talking. Whoever found this, good job. So we have great movement upward through the sweet spot. And what I really like about this is that your red line is here and your yellow line is going in this direction. The wider the gap, the better off you are. The tighter the gap means that there's an inversion that's coming and or more likely to come. And this is great. So the wider the gap between your red and yellow line, the better. Now let me look long term. Okay, so the only problem I see is this is a 50% stock. You have your high, you have your low, and you have your high, you have your low, and you have your midpoint. I'm going to go with the high here just because it's tapped this resistance area 3 times. Tried it once, and it just can't even get back to this $30 level. So what it's going to take is we have had, over the last 2 weeks, mostly all buying days. I would like to see a little bit more buying so we get closer to this daily average. But if you want to do something with it today, you could throw a tracker share on there. If you get an engulfing candlestick, something big and green like that, pretend that's green, go for it. Your resistance is 25.90. If you can get over that, you're good. Let's see. Okay, let me check this GME again. Oh, wrong chart. GME. So what I really like about this is that Mikey, he's busy and he is still on here 46 minutes later. So I must be doing a good show. I must be captivating the audience. And he just called me objectively something that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube, but I do say it all the time. All right, DLR, I like the company. Let's see what DLR is. DLR. Digital Reality Trust. Let's see. So we have, this is all over the map. All right. The one thing I see, first thing I'm going to notice about this, our bid and ask difference is 11 cents. Not the biggest fan of that. You guys, it has to be 1 to 2 cents bid and ask spread. And this just means that the market maker or specialist is asking for $135.30. The buyers, whomever is buying, wants to pay $135.19. So we need that spread. We need some kind of concurrence on that spread, about 1 or 2 cents. So right now, if you want to do something on this, wait for an engulfing candlestick like that and go ahead and throw a short on it because we have a great downtrend going through the sweet spot. Yep, that's all I got for you. Looks good. I was looking at PHM to add long-term earnings per share up 41%, and it's an 8-pillar. So, Sam, it is an 8-pillar. I'm pretty sure every home builder you type in is going to be an 8-pillar. The problem is they're just like the banks for me, for Paul and I. They're hard because we don't understand their financials. They look great, but in my opinion, they should have more debt just because of the business that they're in than they have. I'm wondering if we're supposed to be evaluating these things differently than we are evaluating other companies, such as like a tech company or something like that. So right now, Paul and I are staying away from banks and home builders until we better understand these. But with PHM, your red line has crossed under your yellow. So you just turned into a downtrend this morning. And that reflects from the red candlestick. Now, you are above 3 major moving averages. You're below 1. So you're in an interesting area where you're just going to get some consolidation. What you need to do with this is throw a tracker on here And if you get some good candlesticks breaking down and you break below this low of 43 bucks, you can do it. I would not go long on this thing right now. That is not a good idea. So HRB, give me some good news on this thing. HRB, okay. I need HR. So I don't know. If you're a patron, you know I'm long on HRB. We need this thing to break up and get up here into this over $20 area with some good volume. That's the only time. Somebody just is it true that trading is unhalted on GME? Because I'm still seeing that it's halted. It halted again at $112. But okay, yeah, if that thing gets going, I'll do something with it. R2 bus? Oh, Biopharm. Okay. Yeah, I can do pharma. I love pharma. But first, I mean, I'm going to look at this, and then the next thing I have to do is look at, more importantly, is their pipeline. Let's see here. If I'm doing it from a value side, of course. If I'm doing it from a trading side, it really doesn't make a difference about their pipeline. Alrighty. This thing, it is moving through the sweet spot nicely, but I need engulfing, and I need to get over this area of $4.60. I need stuff like that coming through. Yeah, that's it. If you could tell me what R2 Bus Biopharm is focused on, that would be great. And I'll let you know what I think about. I'll go and look at their pipeline if I'm interested. Time to open up the wallet. Don't tell my brother that. Rio Tinto is a good long-term hold. Let's see what it is. Rio. Yeah, GME has halted. Okay, so you're in a great upward trend. This has to be some sort of power stock, I would imagine. It's okay. It's technically a power stock, so we're making new highs. So if you get an engulfing candlestick, you can go ahead and add to this Rio. It's not the greatest power stock. It's not tight like Texas Instrument was. I would have rather seen that. This pullback, I would have rather seen it stay in here, but it didn't. It's okay. So power stock is making new highs over all four major moving averages. So, yes. Thoughts on buying AMCX long term? I did that already, but I'll do it again. But that to me, if I do anything with AMCX, it's going to be a value play. You can go ahead. If you get an engulfing candlestick today, I think you might have one. No. If you get you need something like this today, and you can go ahead and add to it. Okay, what else? Yeah, I like AMCX, but I like AMCX from a value perspective, not so much a trading perspective. Oh, Smuckers. They are an Ohio company. Don, I don't know. Don, if you're still on, they're from your neck of the woods, aren't they? Did you like FSR from only a trading perspective? Yeah, I only like Fisker from a trading perspective. This one is a dog stock. It's the start of a dog stock. So what dog stocks are? Stocks that get to the bottom of this stochastic and just keep running sideways for a very long time. It's not doing that, but it's doing something. So if this was me, I would buy one tracker share and just see if we can get this thing to turn up into the sweet spot, start engulfing and buying somewhere in here. So right now I just put one share on it and see what happens. Let me look at this FSR one more time. I don't remember what I said about it. Yeah, so if you guys did this yesterday, good trade. Today, this is a doji candle. I do not like dojis. They mean that there's no consensus on the stock. People are taking their profits. What I need is tomorrow, if I want to keep going with this thing, I need a green engulfing candlestick like that really fills out. And I don't want to have any wicks on it. If for some way this can fill out this entire candlestick today, you can go ahead and buy more of this stock. But otherwise, for now, just sit tight and or day trade it. All right, let's see. Oh, GameStop. Oh, okay. I'll buy GameStop. I'm going to do it on my phone, though, because I do not want you guys to steal my account numbers. Because I know that the Bearded Wonder will go out there and steal my identity, and then I'll just be effed. All right, GME. Buy. Wow, what a bargain this is. $105 a share. Oh, hold on a second. That. Okay, that'll do. I'm going to put in a stop of, what are we at now? I'll put in a stop of 50. I know this is great television or whatever the hell we're on. We'll get rid of this. The hell with it. Let's do a market review. Buy. Okay. We're in. There you go. Oh yeah, you get that little alert in the corner. All right, so we're in GameStop. Let's see what happens. All right. That's it for today. I need some water. I should have got some before the show is moving, but how do you set up the auto support and resistance line? That is something that these charts do for me. And yeah, so all right, I bought 100 shares, or I bought $10,000 worth of GameStop. So let's see what happens. Hopefully this thing goes high and I get I don't know what I'll do with it. Maybe okay. If I make money, I will donate it to the charity that everybody wants me to donate it to. And F going to the moon, the fake moon. Yeah, let's go to Pluto because I hate going to the moon. But all right, I'll see you guys at 1 o'clock. This was a fun show. And you guys think of, if I don't lose all my money, you guys pick the charity and I'll donate all the money there. You guys have a great day and I'll see you at 1 o'clock.